Day 3 in Okinawa. Ancient castle ruins, the second largest aquarium tank on Earth. A bridge over the most insanely blue water I've ever seen, and a jellyfish that ended my swim early. Let's get into it. Nakijin Castle isn't just old ruins, it was the seat of power for the entire northern third of Okinawa. Back in the 13th to 15th centuries, Okinawa wasn't unified. It was split into 3 rival kingdoms, a period literally called the Three Mountains era. Nakijin was the capital of Hokuzan, the northern kingdom. In 1416, the king here was defeated by the ruler of the Churaumi Kingdom to the south, and Okinawa eventually unified into the Ryukyu Kingdom. We start at Heirumon, the main gate. What's rebuilt today dates to 1962, but the design is true to the original. Solid stone construction, a single massive slab of rock as the lintel over the door, and arrow slits cut into the walls on either side so defenders could fire on anyone trying to force their way in. From the gate, there's a stone-paved path leading up through the site. Locals planted cherry trees along here before the war, so in late January this whole walkway turns pink. Off to the left is a huge open area called Oshimi. This was the training ground, where soldiers drilled and horses were kept. Keep climbing and you reach Oniwa, the central courtyard. This was the ceremonial heart of the castle, roughly 60 meters long, where official events, diplomacy, and religious rites happened. The main hall and 2 smaller halls once stood around this plaza. You can still see the foundation stones where the pillars sat. One more level up is Aochibaru. This was where the court's women lived, and it was considered sacred ground. Men weren't allowed in except the king himself. It's also, hands down, the best view in the entire castle. From the north edge, you're looking straight out over the East China Sea. On a clear day, you can see all the way to the Aiheya and Izina Islands. And if visibility is really good, even Yoron Island in the distance. And at the very top is the Shukaku, the main keep, the highest and most central point of the whole site, where the king's residence and administrative buildings once stood. There's a small shrine here now, the Hainokan, built after the castle was abandoned, still an active place of worship today. Just past it, down a bit lower, is Shigemajo Kaku, a residential quarter where the retainers closest to the king actually lived. Standing up here, looking out at the ocean with 600 years of curved stone wall behind you, it's honestly one of the most underrated spots in Okinawa. Way fewer tourists than what's coming next. From the main keep, there's a trail heading down toward the back of the castle, to an area called Shigemajo Kaku. This was the castle's rear gate, and it turned out to be its fatal weakness. Excavations here in the early 1980s uncovered the foundations of 4 buildings, each with a hearth inside, along with stone-paved paths connecting them. What's wild is what they found in the dirt. Pieces of Ming Dynasty Chinese porcelain in huge quantities, expensive, high-end tableware that seems to have just been used and discarded like it was nothing. That alone tells you how wealthy and well-connected this kingdom was, trading directly with China at the time. They also found arrowheads here, which is why archaeologists think this is where the king's retainers, his personal guard, actually lived. Alright, from ancient stonework to modern marine engineering, next stop, the big one, Churaumi Aquarium. The Okinawa Churaumi Aquarium has 7,500 metric tons of water, the world's second largest sink. The whole aquarium is built around one idea. You walk in on the top floor and descend, floor by floor, like you're doing a very safe, very air-conditioned scuba dive. First stop is the touch pool, starfish, sea cucumbers, all the stuff that looks vaguely upsetting, until a 6-year-old fearlessly grabs one and makes you feel like a coward. Next up, the coral sea tank. This one's actually open to real sunlight, so it doesn't have that slightly depressing blue-tinted tank look. Over 400 coral colonies in here. It's basically what snorkeling looks like in the brochure, except nobody's getting sunburned or swallowing seawater. Quick disclaimer, what I'm showing you here is just my personal highlight reel. This place has way more than what fits in one video. And then, jellyfish. A whole little gallery of them, backlit, glowing, drifting around like they're in a spa ad. Genuinely mesmerizing, genuinely relaxing, and completely 100% fine glass. Remember this shot, because in about a couple of hours I'm gonna meet one of these guys in real life, in open water, with 0 glass between us. Speaking of the big tank, here it is, the Kuroshio Sea. Named after the warm current that runs past Okinawa, basically Asia's Gulf Stream. The main viewing panel is one of the largest pieces of acrylic ever cast, over 20 meters wide, 8 meters tall, and it used to be the single largest aquarium tank on the planet until a park in China stole the title. It's still silver medal, which, fine, we'll take it. Whale sharks the length of a city bus, just casually swimming past your face. Manta rays gliding overhead like they're auditioning for a nature documentary. You stop caring about the world ranking real fast. After that main wall of glass, there's a manatee exhibit, much slower pace, way fewer people, basically the aquarium equivalent of stepping out of a nightclub into a quiet parking lot. The manatee is doing approximately 1 activity per hour, and honestly, respect the pace. Then the sea turtle pool, several species, and you can get surprisingly close for photos, assuming the turtle is in the mood, which is not guaranteed. And I timed it right for the dolphin show. Outdoor stadium, ocean as the literal backdrop, dolphins doing full jumps with the sea behind them. It's free with your ticket, it's not overly commercial, and somehow they've trained the dolphins to have better timing than most stand-up comedians. If you're building an Okinawa itinerary, block out a few hours here. I could have easily spent longer. From the aquarium, it's a short drive to one of the most photographed spots in Okinawa, Kouri Bridge. Kouri Bridge connects the mainland up north to Kouri Island, and it's almost 2 kilometers of driving over water that's genuinely gradient blue, like someone photoshopped it, except it's real. Now, quick disclaimer, since I'm traveling solo, all I've got is this driving POV, because apparently I don't have a drone, a passenger, or a second set of hands, so you're going to have to trust me on this one. But here's what it actually looks like from above. Doesn't this look exactly like the overseas highway through the Florida Keys? Same deal, a thin ribbon of road stretched across insanely blue water on both sides. You're welcome for the comparison. That'll be $5. Once you're on the island, there's a small beach that sits right underneath the bridge on both sides. You can actually swim with the bridge as your backdrop. I got in the water on one side, and unlike the other side, this side doesn't have a shark net. Almost every official beach here usually has one. The water was incredibly clear, like, see your feet at chest depth clear. Remember that jellyfish tank back at the aquarium, all backlit and peaceful behind the glass? Well, no glass this time. A few minutes in, I spotted a jellyfish drifting nearby, and that was my cue to get out immediately. I do want to give Okinawa's official beaches some real credit here. Almost every public beach I went to on this trip has a shark net and a clearly marked swimming zone, which does mean the water can be shallow and the swimming area narrow, and you'll see tons of kids in intertubes. So if you're an adult trying to actually swim laps, it's not always easy. But safety-wise, it's fantastic. These beaches all come with lifeguards, lockers, showers, and clean restrooms, plus staff actively keeping the sand and facilities maintained throughout the day. You can also rent beach umbrellas and lounge chairs right there. It's a really well-run, family-friendly system. Probably one of the most organized beach setups I've experienced anywhere. Alright, stepping back, some overall thoughts on Okinawa before we close out this leg of the trip. If you're coming here, rent a car. Just to make sure to order the premium insurance. Seriously, the public transit will eat your entire day. Driving on the right side of the car, left side of the road, was a new skill to unlock, but honestly, it wasn't as stressful as I expected. Japanese drivers are just incredibly rule-following and courteous. Tons of yielding, nobody's aggressive. If this were Dallas traffic with local Dallas drivers, I don't think I'd have made it back in one piece. Hotel and breakfast the whole trip were fantastic. Genuinely satisfied every single day, to the point where I skipped lunch entirely and just ran on breakfast and dinner. That's a wrap on Okinawa. Next stop, Busan, South Korea. See you there.